So my name's Kimberley Middleton. I qualified as a teacher in 2008 and I've been working here at St Edmund's for 10 years. And 5 of those 10 years have been particularly working with the under 3s and more importantly working in our baby room.
I'm Caitlin. I work at Grassroots Day Nursery as the nursery manager. I did my degree, I graduated in 2008. I've worked in a variety of settings, but the under 3s has always been where my passion lies, and I started at Grassroots when we opened in the baby room as the baby room leader.
So I kind of fell into baby room. When I came back from mat leave, my head said, we need you to work with under 3s. And because I just had babies myself, I naturally went into the baby room because it was where I felt most comfortable. And since then I've just developed more and more of a passion about that room.
So I've always had an interest in babies. When I got into childcare through doing my degree, and for me the under 2s was always where my heart lay. When I did my degree, we still had the birth to 3 matters guidance, so it was very much, I focused on that under 3 age group. And when I moved to the setting, when we opened it, like I said, I started as a baby room leader, and then moved to deputy manager and then manager. But it's just, that age group is such a rewarding age group to work with, I think. And I know that it's not always the most popular room in the nursery, which I've never understood.
No, it's really hard, isn't it?
Yeah. But I just think the milestones that you see every day, and the changes in the children, even if I just have a week off and you go back and they've just learnt so much more. I don't get it.
No, and the parents as well from that really young age. I think it's where you can really build that first form of trust, and the first time they've left their precious little bundle of joy with anybody that's not family. And they're absolutely terrified at first, but then the more they come and the more they relax and get to know us, I think actually it's going to flourish here under your care. And it's nice to see that side as well.
Absolutely, that building the foundations of every relationship they're going to have with their educators moving through. And like you said, trust of leaving their most precious thing with us.
Scary.
Scary, I mean, it takes time, doesn't it? You know yourself. I've done it. It's not a natural thing to go and look around somewhere and then just leave your child with them and hope for the best. But I think some of the most rewarding aspects of caring for babies is the building the relationships with the families, as we said, but also with the children, and making sure that they feel safe enough to trust what's going on. And when you have settled in a child and you see them go off to explore an area for the first time, I think that's just magical.
And when the parents see you pick up on those early communication skills, and they think, they actually know my baby. They know what they mean when they're doing this body sign, or when they're looking at this, or when they reach out for something. The parents see, that practitioner really, really understands what my baby needs at this moment in time.
And that, like, building that bond with the child so that you can preempt their needs. You see those very first cues of hungry or tired or wanting to explore somewhere more.
And that key person is really tuned in, aren't they? And they'll see it before anybody else in that room does, and they'll react and they'll be ready to support.
I think especially when you're settling a baby and that you spend all that time, we've got some babies that are just settling at the moment, and it's that the key worker thinks they're never going to be able to explore the room without them, and then they just go off and play. It's like the old whoop.
There's this sort of needing a little bit of physical touch, don't they? And then eventually they'll move their hand away and they go off. I think day to day being in the baby room, it can sometimes feel like a slog. You feel like all you've done in a full day is change nappies, feed bottles, put children to sleep. But I think you also it's those moments of magic during those interactions as well, isn't it? And you get to the end of the day and you speak to the practitioners and, did you play with the child today? Actually, I did. And the more you think about it, you think, actually, we've done more than just change nappies.
Sometimes it can really feel like a conveyor belt, can't it? I think that's what puts people off sometimes.
It could be,
But I think the moments of magic in between are just worth it every time.
Yeah. And when there's like 3 or 4 of them all putting their hands up, and you think, how can I love you all and care for you all? But working as a team, we find a way.
Absolutely, yeah. When you wish you had more than 2 hands.
Yeah. I think having a really strong team is essential to work in a baby room.
Absolutely.
Because it can be very draining for an individual. Like we said, if there's so many babies that need your love and care, and to take on all their emotion and feel all their emotions, you need a strong network there that can almost see that you're beginning to get a little bit anxious before you see it yourself, before you feel it yourself.
Definitely. Being able to tap out, I think, because you really need that, like you said, teamwork where there's no judgment of, I need you to do this so that I can do that, or I need 5 minutes.
There's no shame in asking for help or needing help.
Absolutely. But I think it can be overwhelming. You can spend a full day where it just feels like the domino effect of crying has just gone round the room and consistently. Like you say, as long as you work as a team and know that tomorrow's a new day.
Or even the next hour can be completely different.
Absolutely. After nap time it might be a different story. Or they're just hungry, or
or that's cuddle. Just need that cuddle, and then they're okay.
Some fresh air.
I think it comes back to having that strong network and almost praising each other and respecting each other and valuing each other.
Making sure that you're aware of each other. I think the babies give that back to you, though. Do you know when you've had a really hard day, but they're still smiling, or they've taken the first steps, or they've said a new word, or they've communicated in gestures something that you've never seen before.
They make it all worthwhile.
Absolutely, that can really lift my soul, brings me joy.
I think development goals and being responsive come hand in hand in the baby room. Because a part of the development when you're under 2 is having that attachment and having that close contact and that trust. And that is one of the big development milestones that we'll be looking for. So it's within your ethos, isn't it?
Absolutely. And that, like, whilst you're responding to that child's needs, that's when you bring in the skills. Do you know, like, if they're unsure about moving away from you, you do it step by step, don't you? So you're being responsive, very child-led, and you can, like, support the skills. So whilst you're having that cuddle, you can be pointing at the stars or talking about things that you can see. So I think you bring the development milestones into your responsive relationship, don't you? Absolutely. We touched on it a little bit, didn't we? But I think there's definitely more to be said.
So here at St Edmund's from day one, parents are very much part of our community and part of St Edmund's. We do lots of settling in visits where parents come to. We do home visits, and we'll have a very, very slow settling in process that the child and the family's needs. And parents are welcome in at any point through the sessions. So at drop off, they come right in. And at pick up, they come right into the rooms. And then we also throughout the year have different events where there's a bit more structure to it. When it comes to assessment time, parents coming in the classroom and having an assessment time. We have like a show and tell week as part of the 50 things to do before you're 5, where the children can show their parents around their precious room. And highlight it. So the children take ownership of their learning environment and show it to their parents.
So we do something similar, but we just call it stay and play. So each term we have stay and play sessions for parents. But we've done things like we've had cooking sessions. They come and have lunch with us. We invite the grandparents on Grandparents' Day. It's that sort of trying to think outside the box. We have quite a few term time children, so over the summer we've had meetups in our forest school space, and invite them to come with their children for lunch even if they're not attending.
And I think our baby room, probably the same as yours, find creative ways to work with their parents because they are predominantly working parents. Busy lifestyles.
Absolutely.
So we'll find a different way for every single family that works best for them and their child.
And I think in this digital age we have such a good way of communicating through apps and things like that it really makes a difference. Especially especially if it's been a busy drop-off time, we can double check what time the last bottle was or how they'd been the night before or things like that. Yeah, I think, but like you say, it's just time, isn't it? You just got to put the time and effort into making sure that the parents feel comfortable leaving their pride and joy with you.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I think it's lovely when the children leave the setting. You know, like when they start school, you can have some really lovely conversations about how they felt like they've had that relationship throughout the time of the children attending.
Yeah.
I think they can have misconceptions about at what age children should be doing things, and about that development is linear. Like, you do one thing and then the next thing and you keep going. I think as a society there's more discussion about like sleep regression and things. I think that helps us to be able to discuss with the parents if there's been any skill regressions as well. There's more aware that it might not necessarily go in a straight line. I think sometimes siblings are harder when you've had one child that's done it all, either on cue or behind, then parents can sometimes expect the second.
They don't mean to.
No, but it's all you know.
And I think it's making parents aware that when the children are mastering one skill, for example, walking, the communication can halt a little bit, just because their bodies and soul and all the energy is focusing on that one skill that's important at that moment in time. And we have, I'm sure you find the same, that messy play, we value it massively here at St Edmund's, and it's just working hard to get all the parents on board.
Absolutely.
Lunch times, all the learning skills behind that, whereas we've had parents who very much want a clean lunchtime, which would lose a lot of the learning, a lot of the experiences that they'd need. But it's having that open, honest relationship from day one, then it kind of becomes less of a hurdle.
Absolutely, and it's about that, like, we talk about drip feeding information, so you know, like, trying not to bombard parents all at once, but like working your way up to big developmental conversations. But I mean, it's also about being reassuring, isn't it? If a parent is concerned that their child isn't walking at a certain age, making sure that you can be supportive and understanding about their concerns and not dismissive about, oh, they'll get there when they're ready.
Absolutely. And then almost flagging up, you know, other external agencies that might be there to help that nobody's ever told the parents about before. Utilising the help visitor, if nobody tells them that they've got that right to use a help visitor, and they might not necessarily know.
I think it comes from being able to have that relationship of trust, having built that during settling in sessions, and build on it consistently. Then if there was ever a time where you need to have difficult conversations, I don't really like the phrase, but discuss.
I think if you've already got that trust and security, there will never be a difficult conversation.
No, there can be more awkward topics, can't there? But like you say, if you've already built the foundations of the relationships, and you've had open discussions about where development's going and regular assessment meetings and things like that.
Never a surprise to either the practitioner or the parent, because you've been open and honest from day one.
Great. What skills or personal qualities are essential for working well with babies?
I think to work with babies, you've got to be kind and nurturing, haven't you? I think you've got to have a certain amount of energy around to get you through the day. I think you've got to be
patient, calm.
Really patient and able to regulate yourself easily.
And it's heartbreaking how many people don't want to work in babies and don't value babies. We've had new staff who said, oh, when you see how good I am, you'll move me to a more important room. And I think, no, this is the most important room in the whole building.
Absolutely, most important part. I think we said earlier about the teamwork and things, it's that, isn't it, as well? Being able to work as a team, support each other, and be able to tap out when needed, take a breath.
Yeah.
I mean, all children of any age relate to certain people better than others, and I think it's nice to have that range of personalities in a team. But yeah, generally I think patience and
mixing that energy and calm and patience all
Yeah.
in one personality, which is a challenge. It's
it
really
is, that being able to sing your way through a day in a calm manner. Enjoy it.
Yeah.
You've got to enjoy it, haven't you? I think you've got to enjoy it anywhere you work in a nursery, otherwise it becomes too much like hard work. I think in the baby room you've just really got to find your joy.
Yeah. And value what you do. Realise your own importance. I'm in this room for a reason.
Yeah.
I'm in this role for a reason. I'm here with these wonderful babies and families for a reason.
Yeah.
And take pride in that.
Absolutely. And the opportunity to build those foundations and changing children's lives by setting them up for the best outcomes that they can have.
There really isn't very much training out there for baby room, is there?
No. I feel like it's coming. I think there's much more conversation around baby room practitioners coming.
Yeah, because of the new funded hours, probably.
Yeah, funded hours. And I think it's got a little bit to do with, school nurseries having 9-month-olds. They need that training in place. I think it's about their own well-being, being able to support the staff's well-being as well as the children's well-being, and helping them to see their importance and to find the love of the baby room, because sometimes, like you say, people think that they'll prove their worth to be moved somewhere more important, but actually supporting them and mentoring staff to realise that there is nothing more important than the under-twos.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And expanding a network within other settings who are going through a similar thing day in, day out. Just, we're not on our own. Actually, there are other people in the wide world doing the same thing we are, making that difference.
Yeah.